Welcome to EoZTV. I'm Elder.
I'm Mrs. Elder.
And today, on the day that we're about to see the debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump that everybody's talking about, we decided to discuss a little bit about how each of them talked to Bibi Netanyahu in New York yesterday. There were two meetings, and Netanyahu was trying to be very even-handed.
Okay.
In speaking to both of them. The Donald Trump meeting went for about 90 minutes.
Okay.
And the Hillary Clinton meeting went for a little bit less than an hour.
Wow.
It was interesting when you went to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs webpage. Israel's trying very hard not to look partisan in this election because they made that mistake in 2012. And so the way they described it is that Bibi met with Trump for a little over an hour and with Hillary a little bit under an hour.
Ooh, politically correct.
Okay. However, let's talk about a little bit about what the statements were that came after each of these meetings.
Okay, let's do. I'm very interested.
Yeah. There is Donald Trump came out with a rather long statement describing the things that he spoke about with Bibi. It's a little bit difficult to know what really happened because Israel's foreign ministry really didn't talk about details of what happened. There was a Haaretz article, a bizarre Haaretz article, that said that a picture of Netanyahu leaving the Trump Tower, he looked upset, and therefore this person wrote an entire article saying that it must have been a very upsetting meeting for him.
That's kind of bizarre.
It was very bizarre. But let's look a little bit at the things that were mentioned in the Trump press release, at any rate, and see what we can glean from that. It says that they met privately in Trump Tower, and of course, Trump apparently insisted that it happened in Trump Tower. It says that they discussed the special relations between America and Israel. This is all fairly generic stuff, unbreakable bond between the two countries. As far as military assistance, it says that Trump agreed that the military assistance would be provided and missile defense cooperation are an excellent investment for America. So he's speaking in terms of a businessman, which is what we've come to expect from him.
Okay.
And he's saying it's an investment, which is something that I think anybody can agree is a good investment.
At least he's considering it.
It is. And he said that there's going to be extraordinary strategic, technological, military, and intelligence cooperation between the two countries. There is a theory, and we don't quite know how really nobody knows what's going to happen if there is a Trump administration. But one of the theories is that Israel accepted the military package, the military aid package that was just signed, the 10-year package, because they were a little bit afraid that in a Trump administration that there might be less aid because Trump, in general, as far as you can tell, if you try to come up with consistency in his statements, which is not the easiest thing to do. However, one thing that he seems to be consistent on is trying to approach the job as a businessman, and giving out foreign aid is not something that he seems so keen on particularly.
You know, I got to tell you, I don't even say that I perceive that. Where did you get that from?
No, it's true. He said, he said that about other countries. He said that about other things that, America should try to keep its money with itself. That it shouldn't be giving out, if there's no reason for it. Now, again, over here, he said it in terms of an investment. So as far as an investment concerned, it sort of makes sense. But there is a fear, and I don't know if it's true. Again, this is just analysis. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But there is a fear that Trump is going to, in an attempt to balance the budget or, whatever, that he's going to look very hard at all expenses, which we think he probably would do, and he's going to decide, hey, these are things that don't necessarily make sense. Nobody knows, really. Nobody knows at this point.
Yeah, but I was going to say to you, the way that you're drawing that analogy right now is just
I didn't come up with this. Other people did, and they're saying, because the question is, they're saying...
Because I was going to say everything that I saw about him was on the contrary to what you're saying, so I'm not sure that I agree with whatever everybody's saying.
Again, I'm going on the assumption he's a businessman and he's going to make business decisions, and that he's going to look at things under that. I don't have too much else to go on at this point. Let's go on a little bit more. They said they discussed the nuclear deal with Iran, the battle against ISIS. It doesn't say what they said. It said they discussed Israel's successful experience with the security fence. So that's obviously Trump is trying to draw an analogy between Israel's security barriers and the one that he wants to build with Mexico. So I'm not sure how important that discussion really is. Israel is building an underground fence, so to speak, around Gaza in order to stop tunnels. I'm not sure if they discussed that.
Yeah, but that's very intriguing, because what I was going to say is that they're setting the stage for controlling terrorism.
Oh no, they are. I mean,
so
Israel,
he can learn a lot from it.
There definitely people could learn a lot from Israel, and there's fences being built all over the world to defend different countries. Just only Israel's, for some reason, are considered human rights violations.
Isn't that the way it always is, though?
It always is.
It's always reversed from what the reality is. 100%. I love it.
Yeah. And it says they discuss Israel's burgeoning high-tech and biotech economy and how it made stunning advances, which, again, is something you can imagine that a businessman would be very interested in. And he also said that he had noted Israel's emergence as a world leader in cyber defense and security and its cooperation with the United States, which, again, makes sense. Then it says that Trump recognized that Israel and its citizens suffered far too long from Islamic terrorism. He agreed with Netanyahu the Israeli people want a just and lasting peace, and peace will only come when Palestinians renounce hatred and violence and accept Israel as a Jewish state. All of this makes sense as well.
I think that actually sounds great.
It does, but it's something that the Democrats have said as well over the years. There's nothing particularly new about that.
No, but the fact that he even acknowledges it is
no, it's a good
big
thing.
deal.
Of course, it's a big deal. And finally, the part that really made the Palestinians go crazy, it says he acknowledged Jerusalem has been the eternal capital of the Jewish people for over 3,000 years, and that the U.S. under a Trump administration will finally accept the long-standing congressional mandate to recognize Jerusalem as the undivided capital of Israel.
That's huge.
It is, however, every presidential candidate, Democrat and Republican, including Obama, said the exact same thing.
I can't believe it.
Well, they did. Obama walked his back a day later. When in 2008, he said undivided capital. He walked back the undivided very quickly. But no president has actually done it. And for reasons that make no sense. Even the Haaretz article was saying that, you cannot possibly, if the United States moves its embassy to Jerusalem, then that's going to completely destroy any chances for peace. And I'm like, didn't the United States recognize Jerusalem, at least, half of Jerusalem as being part of Israel? Isn't everybody recognize that on part of the, in the western part of the Green Line?
No, the media is actually portrayed it the other way so that they can't even come to that conclusion. So it's really unfortunate.
And certainly Haaretz, if anything else.
I can't believe that you're quoting Haaretz so much.
Well, it happens to be, I saw the article. It was a dumb article, but that's
I know, but you shouldn't give them any press. This is pathetic.
Okay. Anyway. Okay, so that was the meeting with Trump. There was a meeting with Hillary later in the day.
Okay.
There were no pictures that were taken from it. I found this old picture of them, which I thought was a funny one. But
it is. Look at that face.
The only place that I found, at least that's there. I mean, a few articles mentioned what they talked about. However, and over here I'm going to bring up Haaretz again. Haaretz, he talks about it, and they say that he met with Clinton. Clinton stressed her opposition to any attempt by outside parties to impose a solution to the conflict, including the UN Security Council, which is a very important thing to say. And it seems to contradict Obama policy, because there's been a lot of talk that Obama, especially from November to the end of his term, may decide to do his own last-ditch effort for so-called peace in the Middle East by putting together a plan and or allowing a Security Council resolution against Israeli settlements.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, definitely. It also says she further reaffirmed her commitment to the two-state solution, negotiated directly by the parties, which, again, is something that Netanyahu would like to hear any president say. And it was at... And it says that she said a strong and secure Israel is vital to the United States, and she reaffirmed her unwavering commitment to the U.S.-Israel relationship, stressed her support for the new military aid agreement that I mentioned before, and her commitment to countering efforts to boycott Israel. And then Netanyahu also said his usual things about trying to get peace and stability in the Middle East. And there were a few other people there. The funny thing is, the Trump statement is on the Trump website. And rather prominently on the Trump website. This statement, I spent about 15 minutes looking, so I didn't look tremendously hard, but I see it mentioned on Haaretz and a couple of the news sites, but it's not on Hillary Clinton's Facebook page, which is not showing up right now for some reason.
Why don't you refresh it?
I tried it already. It didn't work. It's not on her Twitter account. It's not. I went to her homepage as well, to her to the Hillary Clinton page. and I looked for it over there, and I did a search on it as well. You could even do a search for Netanyahu. Sorry, I'll do it right now. Site HillaryClinton.com. So we can do a search. Here's a few things that came out, but nothing more recently than September 14th. So there was nothing there.
Oh, that's bizarre.
That she issued a statement, but it's almost like she's a little embarrassed to talk about her meeting with Netanyahu in front of her.
It looks like she's pushing it under the table.
A little bit. I mean, again, I don't know if I'm reading. I don't want to say I'm reading too much into this, but it is Trump clearly. I mean, listen, both of them are going to try to use the meeting with Netanyahu to their political advantage. That's the reason that they're meeting with him. And if one of them meets with him, Netanyahu is trying to be even-handed. He meets with both of them. That's fine. However, it's interesting that Trump is highlighting it probably in order to establish himself as a foreign policy, I won't say expert, but a person who's familiar with foreign policy. But Hillary's choice, or her campaign's choice, not to put it, or at least not to make it easy to find on her website, on her Twitter, and on her Facebook page, is rather interesting to me, because I'm
actually more concerned now than I ever was about Hillary, because that means that she's trying to push it under the table. She's got a lot of support.
It could be. I mean, my guess is because she has the Bernie supporters that that are doing.
It's not only the Bernie
Trump,
supporters,
but those are the people that were really actively against. Those are the people that are like really pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel. For the most part. So I have a feeling that she just doesn't want to open up that can of worms, and she just decided, okay, I'll meet and it's fine, but she did not seem to want to make it into a big deal. So again, that omission of this meeting on the site, I think is, again, I don't want to read too much into it, but I think it is notable, and I didn't notice anybody else mentioning this. So that's
very interesting. So maybe we better hurry up and finish so we can get it up there before the debate, so the Trump team can see this,
or the Hillary team can see it and put it up quickly.
I know, and change it really quickly.
Anyway, that's it. We do want to get ourselves ready for the debate, which is coming up soon. So for now,
don't forget to donate. Is what's for now.
Don't forget to donate, as always. Don't forget to donate to EoZ, because we do need your help. And we'd like to be able to do these things very often, and make it more professional and make it that everybody would want to watch EoZTV. For now, I'm Elder.
And I'm Mrs. Elder.
And this was EoZTV. See you next time.